now going to show you how to assemble the front and back bodice and then add the front facing for the Brave Blazer from Unleashed Patterns. A couple of things before we get started is one, I'm not using full pattern pieces here, just so whenever the camera moves, you're not confused. I like to reuse remnants from whenever I can, just to save on fabric. So I raided my remnants bin and grabbed these pieces. And the other thing is that these pieces are all woven or stretch woven fabric. And that's because wovens tend to have a more distinctive right and wrong side of the fabric. And I'm hoping that that will provide a better visual whenever we are doing this part of the construction. So whenever we get started, we are going to need our back bodice. And we are going to have that with the right side up on our workspace. And then we need to grab the front bodice. And that is going to be placed with the wrong side facing up on our workspace. And we're going to align these two pieces at their center seams and use a pin or a clip to hold those layers together. I'm then going to start working off to one side, pinning and clipping those layers together until I get to the corner right here, the corner of our front bodice. And you'll see that I've put a little mark here. That mark is 3/8 of an inch in from the notch, and I did so at an angle. Here it is on this side without the clips in the way. So there's my dot, and it's 3/8 of an inch in measured from the angle here. So not going straight down from either side here, but down from the corner point there. And what we're going to do is take some scissors, and I'm going to snip right up to that dot. And I'm going to do this on both sides as well as on the front facing. And what that does is relaxes that corner of fabric to make it easier not only to attach the two layers and then adding a third layer, but whenever we're stitching, we don't have to worry about fabric getting caught underneath and having a fold or a bubble in our fabric there. So once I clipped at that corner, I'm then going to start at the shoulder seam. This is going to be the shoulder, part of the shoulder seam that attaches to the sleeve. And then I'm going to work my way in towards the neck. And obviously, if you're using sewing pins, you'll be able to get a little bit closer in. But for now, this is good enough for me. And then whenever I take this over to my sewing machine, I'm going to, you can use a regular stitch length or a basting stitch length. And sew from the shoulder all the way across. Then we get to this corner here, wherever that mark is, you're going to stop with your needle in the down position, rotate your fabric, and then continue to sew across the back neckline until you reach this corner over here. Same thing, stop and pivot, and then continue to sew across the shoulder seam.